Thank you for having us here in your studio,
You're very
Charlie
welcome.
Prince. And I have to say, Charlie Prince, you're now King Charlie Prince. Why did you change your name to King Charlie Prince?
Well, because Charlie Prince is a name, and I decided to put a title, King, as a title because after going back in history, knowing that my ancestors were kings and queens, I decided to place it there.
Do you have a kind of like a favorite kind of history that you like to look up and check out from time to time?
Well, I kind of like study a lot of things. I don't stick
Okay.
to one particular thing because a wise man study all things. So I don't just sit and study just one thing.
All right, that's great. That's great. And I can't help but look at your setup behind you, and I have to ask, what goes on here?
Well, this is where I do my master work here, my music, and it's my dwelling place as well. But this is where I do my best here.
What would you say are your current projects? Do you have anything going on right now?
Absolutely. I'm working on some stuff now. I'm trying to put a whole album together, and I would like the group to participate in some of the songs because, you know, I'm good as far as writing songs, and I'm trying to keep it clean, you know, because I see what's out there now. So I'm trying to put together songs where we don't use derogatory language and things like that. And I'm sure the fellas will get involved if they know that this is what I'm doing.
Oh, that's excellent. How would you say that your music would be different from, you mentioned clean music. How would you say your music would be different from a lot of the music that's out there today?
Let's see. Well, first, I'm not a follower of what's out there today because I'm one of the founding fathers. You understand? So
Great.
therefore, by me being the founding father, that means I laid a foundation to how it really supposed to be. And I refuse. And at the same time, we have children out here today, and we have to, you know, trying to put the right thoughts in their minds. If they listening to what's being out there now, it's like a pig eating filth.
Yeah.
You understand? So we have to try to put that knowledge into the music as well. You know, I mean, every now and then we could put, you know, make party songs, but we don't have to get derogatory with the lyrics. You know, I could do a party song and make it sound just as better. You understand? So that's my thing. I want to keep it clean.
That I wish more artists would take your approach. Speaking of, if you right now you have the opportunity with a lot of the artists that are out there, a lot of new and upcoming artists, and the music that you hear, the newer music, what advice would you give to them?
I would tell them to clean it up. You understand? I would
Great.
say the music is good, but the lyrics need to be clean,
Yeah.
and you can still sell records.
Yeah. And how would you say the music impacts children? You mentioned children, and how do you feel about the music getting or being an influence with young children today?
Okay, the way I see it like this. The way it looks to me, the people ain't dancing to the music nowadays. They dancing to the lyrics, you know? And it's like kind of backwards. You're supposed to dance to the beat. You understand? So it's like they dancing to the lyrics, and they not even really dancing. They just, you know, standing in one spot just doing derogatory things, and
Yeah.
you know, they think that's dancing. You know, when we was doing it back in the days, we was dancing. We were talking about moving our feet and everything.
Yeah.
Now they just stand in one spot and just move one part of the body. So I just think they need to go dig a little deeper and find out what real hip hop is about.
That's right. How would you describe true hip hop?
True hip hop is skill, it's an art, and we write verses. Bars, 16 bars and verses, and we have a meaning to what we're talking about. Every verse is related to the chorus. That's how I see hip hop as being. Today they don't. Even when we did "The Roof Is on Fire," we had a verse. You know what I'm saying? And at the end, it said "The Roof Was on Fire," but it still had verses to the song. But now, you can say anything on the song, and it's sell millions. And I just be like saying, wow, I put all this hard work in my work, and all they doing is saying one thing, and it's a hit,
Interesting, interesting. And you mentioned "The Roof Is on Fire," and I saw a picture that you and Dynamic 3 had gotten back together recently. Do you have anything that you'd like to share with us about that?
Well, it was a great honor that they came together. We planned this, you know what I'm saying, and I'm glad the plan worked out the way we planned it, because sometimes we plan things and it don't work. But this was a great honor, and yes, we will be doing some things. In fact, one of the brothers in the group said we should do some stuff, and I said, all right, I'm down. Even if I have to write the lyrics, I'm willing. As long, I'm like this, if I was to do an album myself and had to travel, it just wouldn't feel right, because all my life I traveled with the group, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And to be with other people, it wouldn't be the same as being with the people I grew up with, I'd rather be around the same people.
What passion is the passion that you have right now in your life?
Music. Now I got to the point now I like to drop messages in songs now, because I study a lot, and I try to use what I study into my lyrics as well, trying to put the message across to people, and it was like when Melly Mel did The Message, he got the people to listen. So now it's a different type of message that I'm giving now, and it's a little deeper than The Message.
Okay. If you were only able to do one thing, what would that one thing be?
Teach the people through my music.
Excellent. Wow. And that's powerful. I mean, because your music, with your history, what level did your music hit with your group?
It went pretty high, If you're talking about The Roof Is on Fire and things like that, we pretty much we've been around, And what it is that so many people have used our music to a degree that people forgot the group, So if you ask, have you heard of the Dynamic 3? They say no. But if you say you heard of The Roof Is on Fire, they say yeah. But they don't realize that we are the founding fathers of that song, and we trademarked the song where everybody else is using it now. So our name gonna always live on, whether you call us the Dynamic 3 or The Roof Is on Fire.
That's great. That's great. What would you like to leave with your fan base? What do you want them to hear from you before we close out?
Well, I would like to say to my fans, our fans, the group fans, I like to say, keep doing what you're doing. Let's try to turn this music into a positive thing. Let's dig deep, because if you don't know what was, you can't understand what is. And if you don't know what is, you're unprepared for what is yet to come. So let's do this like we always knew this, because Papa always got it on with Brutus.